Okay, so let me ask you something. What if the biggest winner of a race was actually the person who lost? It sounds like a total paradox, right? But today we're unpacking a story that is exactly that. The loser who won the world's applause.
It seems like a simple question, but the story we're getting into today shows that the answer is, well, it's anything but simple. We're about to see a moment where one athlete had to answer this very question in a split second, with the entire world watching. All right, so picture this. It's a chilly December day in Burlada, Spain. We're in the final, absolutely grueling stretch of a cross-country race. You can just feel the tension. The competition is at a boiling point. Now try to imagine you're the Spanish runner Iván Fernández Anaya. That December wind is biting, but you don't even feel it. All you feel is this fire in your lungs, this pounding in your chest. Every single step is a battle, but your mind is locked on one thing and one thing only: victory. But here's the thing. There's a problem. No matter how hard you push, one man stays just out of reach. Mutai from Kenya. He's been an absolute machine, leading the entire race from the start. You're giving it everything you have, but honestly, he just seems unbeatable. So victory looks like a sure thing for Mutai. He's cruising, he's got this in the bag. But then, with the finish line literally just feet away, he does something bizarre. He just stops. No, you heard that right. He's only 10 meters from the actual finish line, but he pulls up, throws a fist in the air, and starts celebrating. He's made a huge mistake. He thought this big inflatable arch he just ran under was the end of the race. So Mutai hears the crowd just erupting, right? But here's the crucial part. He doesn't speak Spanish. They're all screaming at him, trying to warn him, "Keep going, you're not there yet." But to him, all he hears is the sound of a wild celebration, and he just assumes it's for him. Okay, so this single moment, this one confusing, chaotic moment, is the absolute heart of this whole story. And to really understand the incredible choice that's about to be made, we need to hit pause and look at this from three totally different points of view. Let's start with how the media saw it. You know, just the cold, hard facts. The impartial, bird's-eye view of what happened. So the news reports lay it out pretty clearly. The leader made a critical error. The runner-up now has this golden, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to just swoop in and snatch the victory. It's a straightforward, factual account. All right, now let's jump inside Mutai's head. He's pumped, he thinks he just won, he's celebrating, but then he looks back and sees his rival, Anaya, and he's still running, full speed, right at him. Imagine the confusion turning to shock. Wait, why isn't he stopping? Why is he still sprinting? And then Anaya is right there, but he's not running past him. He's pointing forward. And it's in this exact instant that Mutai starts to realize something is terribly wrong. And now, this is where it gets truly fascinating. Let's put ourselves right in the shoes of our guy, Iván Anaya. He sees the leader stop, he knows it's a mistake, and he knows that victory is right there for the taking. So what on earth is going through his mind? This is the first thing that hits him, that gut reaction. He sees a completely open path to a gold medal. It's right there. But a question pops into his head almost immediately. Is this really my victory? Then the logical part of his brain just has to be kicking in. I mean, this is a competition, right? Mutai made the air, not him. Isn't that just part of racing? Shouldn't he just capitalize on it and take the win? And here it is. This is the core of it all. Anaya knows the truth of the situation. He knows deep down that he was the second best runner that day. To just run past him and take the win, it would feel hollow. It wouldn't be a true victory. An easy win versus an honorable loss. This is his defining moment. Now, this whole internal debate, it probably only lasts a few seconds. But the world is watching. And his next action is going to define not just the race, but him as a person. So instead of just blowing past him, Anaya makes his choice. He actually slows down. He comes up right behind the confused Mutai, gives him a little pat on the back to get his attention, and then physically guides him, pushes him toward the true finish line and to the victory that Mutai had rightfully earned. Can you imagine what his coach must have thought? Anaya was actually worried his coach would be angry that he just gave away a win. But instead, his coach walks up, hugs him, and says this. He might have physically lost the race, but he had won something so much bigger. And the crowd understood. Once everyone realized what Anaya had just done, the applause that rained down wasn't really for Mutai, the guy who officially won. It was for Ivan Anaya, the man who came in second. So Anaya's choice, it does more than just decide one race. It really forces all of us to look at winning and losing differently, and at that very specific, bittersweet taste of coming in second place. You know, second place is such a strange territory. You are so close to the ultimate prize, but you just miss it. It's this space that's filled with this weird mix of regrets, but also pride. What Anaya showed us, though, is that things like honor and integrity and pure sportsmanship, those are victories in and of themselves. An honorable loss can end up meaning so much more than a victory you didn't really earn. And really, who could sum this up better than the man himself? Anaya said later that for him, the final ranking just isn't the only thing that matters. What's more important is competing with integrity and holding up that precious spirit of sportsmanship. That's the real prize. So, in the end, Anaya faced his moment of truth, and he made a choice that won him something far more valuable than a medal. And it kind of leaves us all with that same question he faced. When a prize is sitting right there in front of you for the taking, what choice is going to define who you are? Thanks for watching.